Greetings and salutations, viewers. We're the Land Stars. Welcome back to Story, The Path of Destinies. Last time we unlocked all 4 truths, but we're gonna wait off before finding the true ending.
Trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was
again, is it an empty desert or the empty desert?
It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong...
So you notice that there's that key now.
Yeah, I'm assuming that means that now we can go towards unlocking the final ending, the true ending.
Yep, we don't have to with that, but we can. But, right. For one of these endings, I feel like we should go rescue Lapino.
Okay.
Renato finally realized that Lapino was a traitor to the cause, and maybe Renato could use that somehow.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna use that somehow. We're just gonna rescue him.
Yeah, we're just gonna... just ignore that.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own.
Okay, they're Pegasi, so there's probably unicorns.
I would assume.
But he was out of time. Lapino's frantic message said that the Ravens were going to kill him for being a rebel spy.
So that one Pegasus looks kind of like the one in MLP, the big bulky buff one.
Or so Lapino had told him over the far speaker.
Swole. Yeah, I'm gonna workshop that name.
Yeah, I forgot what his actual name was. I know his cutie mark was barbells.
By arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse, he'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison?
It's been a while since we've done the village, so we may be able to unlock some new doors.
Ooh.
There were a lot of shiny, smooth, curved with leather, buckles, and kind of smelled,
Oh, God.
Look, we found one of the treasures in the Super Happy Fun Room.
Yep.
Take that, bench.
These days. Just 2 weeks past, Renato had sneaked through an empty town and listened to the Raven's call about the Emperor's new taste in ritual sacrifice. Renato looked around the empty village and reflected. The Sky Ripper had turned out to be far too dangerous to be used. Time to turn to what he knew best.
See, you say that.
Dead.
No, D for donut.
I cannot imagine the circumstances where I would need to prove that I had purchased a donut. Would you like a receipt? Yes, I would. I need to file that under D for donut.
But what if it's a certain flavored donut? Would you have to put it under something else?
Oh God, I just remembered the one secret squirrel episode I remember.
Oh yes, I remember that one. I was just thinking of that one. Let's put under C for criminal. The other one I remember is the one where Secret and Morocco were talking about the day they met. Where they had to deal with Morocco's evil twin brother, Scirocco.
As I recall, Scirocco came up in an episode of Harvey Birdman.
One eye, dead.
Oh wow, I was not expecting a friggin' Animal Farm reference there. Never read Animal Farm, believe it or not.
I only listened to an audiobook. And then I watched the cartoon. And then the live action one where they made Kelsey Grammer as Snowball and Patrick Stewart as Napoleon.
Haven't you always wanted to do that?
Well, like when I was in high school, the two dystopians that we read, and we read them one after the other, were Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and then 1984 by... Yeah. Like, a few years after us, they swapped it to Brave New World and then Animal Farm, which... Yeah, that's fine, but I feel like Brave New World and 1984 are more interesting to compare to each other. Oh, hey, fire door.
You couldn't hack this kind of firewall. You had to warm it up to you.
Well, sorry, I'm not Hugh Jackman. And I currently don't have a gun to my head and something else going on.
Hugh Jackman is funny for another LP that I'm doing. Or that'll be up by the time this goes up. Oh, okay, it's a timing thing, so we have to wait it out.
Oop.
Maybe.
There we go.
There we go.
And I guess
all that for a bunch of apples.
It probably would have been something nicer if we had come here earlier.
Yeah.
But that's okay, we're fighting off scurvy. Because, you know, foxes just get scurvy all the time.
Climb down!
But there's not even a ladder.
Ah! I could rewatch Dragon Ball Hero Superhero. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Sorry, mustache, thought Renato.
Or you could make a Jimmy Neutron reference and go God of Blast.
Man, I have not watched Jimmy Neutron in a long time.
Same. I remember seeing the movie in theaters with a friend when I was doing a sleepover with her.
I never saw the movie.
That also had Patrick Stewart in it. He was the main alien villain, and his sidekick was Martin Short.
Well,
God,
he really was a traitor.
Damn it!
Then they'd probably pin a medal on his chest.
He thought Toast was another alien life form.
Oh hey, note.
Did we read you yet?
Dear Zenobia, how are you enjoying the Academy? New friends must already be flocking around you, no doubt. Here in the palace, things are the same. I have much time to dedicate to my special hobby. I have been collaborating with Professor Calaveras and his team of experts to investigate the nature of the islands. My gut is telling me that the islands are alive. I think they have a will of their own. Do you hear me, daughter? Our world could be more than floating masses of rock and water. Professor Calaveras and his boys have made measurements. The islands are drifting. Surrounded by the endless sky, it is difficult to notice, but through careful measurements of the wind over long periods of time, they are certain the islands are moving westward. But where to? It may take centuries, millennia to reach the destination. I have this strange idea. What if the islands are some sort of herd, that they are deliberately searching for another herd of islands? Can you imagine new islands with their own inhabitants? The thought that we may not be alone. If only I could live long enough to witness the event. With love, Father.
So he's purposely dabbling in the ancient arts and trying to keep himself alive, sacrificing his daughter in the process because shiny rocks are gonna bang.
See, initially he wasn't like seriously considering immortality. It's just he had scientific curiosity. But then, like, he started researching other things, just on a whim. And, oh, immortality is plausible. I just have to do this. Well, if I do that, I could see the kingdom and make sure things stay at peace and stay happy. So it's kind of a slippery slope thing. He wasn't originally a power-hungry jackass. He was a nerd who was curious, but curiosity killed the cat a little bit. And yes, I know I'm misusing that particular phrase and that there's a second half to it. Sue me.
Just like light Yagami.
Dirty,
For he started out as a simple student and then he got corrupted by the power of the Death Note.
There's some anime, I don't know the name of it. The only reason I know it exists is because of a music video my brother loved. But it's an isekai type thing from like the early 90s, maybe the late 80s. Basically, a bunch of people from this high school wind up in this alternate world. And basically, every human who fell from Earth to this world suddenly developed some random superpower.
Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who happened to also be a deadly sorcerer, and, his only daughter? That would be worth it. And it would be nice to see her.
But one of the students, who becomes one of the bad guys of the show, his only power is he can talk to the bug people in that world.
The core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole.
I think we should go for the core.
It must have great
That's
power.
fair.
And basically, because this kid can talk to the bug people, who are like, number one, there's a shitload of them. Number two, they reproduce rapidly. Number three, they're super strong. This one student happened to also be like president of the chess club. So he basically goes, how hard could conquering this world be, really? I have an army, I know how tactics work. Let's do it! And he becomes the bad guy of the show.
He's been busy. He sure had. Renato told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost. Scrapes they barely got out of. It was good to be back with a friend. The core was capable of terrible, uncontrollable destruction. But this time, he was sure it would work great.
I mean, it's only a 128 chance that it's gonna screw up, right?
It's beautiful here.
Well, we don't actually have the armature, so we can't actually complete the weapon.
All right. Lapino was a traitor. But still, it was good company.
And a good meat shield.
Renato had heard stories of a dungeon where chests were filled with potions and weapons. Fairy tales.
That would be ridiculous.
I know, it's about as likely as a talking fox.
I know, right?
Or, birds that talk and fish that sing.
I done seen about everything when I seen an elephant fly.
Also, gnome doctors.
Have we seen that note? We had to have.
Too late now. I'm assuming we did, because we've been here a few times.
Yeah.
I'll find out in a minute, hopefully. I don't know if that door is gonna stay there once we kill the baddies.
Dead, Renato thought.
Nope, okay. Okay, wait, I think I remember what it said. Let me see if I can remember this. They say time is like a river. There flows swift and time in one direction. Wait, wrong game.
It's more of a bowl of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
No, my bad. It was just a cake recipe. Oh wait, no. It was somebody saying that they were going to make cake for this guy called Mario.
I was actually talking to Arcane Griffin recently about Mario. She was getting back into Mario Odyssey, and I was making fun of myself for not having actually opened my copy of that game yet. It's only been sitting on my shelf for, what, 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah, I think you've had it as long as you've known me.
No, I got it sometime after I'd started dating you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the earth had ruptured,
But,
something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Like, she hasn't played that many Mario games, and so, like, I thought about it, and I'm like, most of the Mario games I've played are the older ones. Like, my experiences with Sunshine and Galaxy are pretty minimal. I have beaten 64, I never 100%ed it.
To death. These had to be Imperial gogglers. That meant ravens.
I mean, you've still played more Mario games than I have.
Like, I think the most recent Mario game that I've actually, like, finished, and I never even 100%ed it, was probably 3D Land, which was fun. Well, like, for being a Mario fan, I've missed out on a decent amount of Mario. But that's fine, because there's a ton of games.
Yeah, and various different genres, too.
Yeah. Heck, you can make the case that Mario is not one franchise, it's, let's see here. Like 8? Possibly more?
Wrong. All over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals.
Tumors? That's an interesting description.
Quieter than it had been. There were insects, but few birds, if you didn't count the ravens. Bernardo smelled sick animals and dying ones.
I'm sure all of that is fine.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
He's getting some bad juju.
Maybe Lapina was right. Maybe they should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here. Bernardo could feel his fur singe.
Well, would that make him a Firefox, then?
Hot-blooded, check it and see. Got a fever of 103.
It's been forever since I've heard that song.
Courage saw a foreigner live at some point. And like, one of his favorite jokes from Aqua Teen Hunger Force was the foreigner belt. And like, I know I've seen that episode, I don't remember all of it, but I do remember getting a big laugh out of, hey, I don't need no instructions to know how to rock. You're hot-blooded, right? Check it and see. I did not watch nearly as much Aqua Teen as I did, say, Harvey Birdman or C-Lab. Or Mission Hill, which I have on DVD somewhere.
I think the only real things I ever really tuned into for Adult Swim was... Let me think. I think it was mainly just Inuyasha.
I saw like part of an episode of Inuyasha.
Dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his inside.
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah. I also attempted to watch Super Jail, but it just kind of grossed me out.
He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Bernardo ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Bernardo
You said
to
that.
Get rid of it. Tell you what, said Lapino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial Outpost. The Imperial Outpost was a vital communications node. taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners.
Maybe it'll have
It was a good target
cheese.
for a hero like
Nom,
Reynardo.
nom, nom.
But what if Lapino lost the core to the Empire? That could be a good thing, couldn't it? Was Reynardo ready to take that risk? Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself.
I think we should go talk to the scientists.
Okay. We can learn more about string theory.
Touchy rabbit. Reynardo knew that. You're brave, I know, Reynardo said. But this is what I was hired to do. Oh, well, at least let me run ahead and warn them you're coming. Reynardo wondered if Lapino was up to no good. What if the rabbit warned
I mean,
the
next thing you
Empire
know, they're going to
instead?
be telling us
But
about,
Lapino wouldn't betray him like that.
Pavlov's
Not again.
dog.
Before it'd been a fluke, right? They finished the trip to the Nexus in silence. He would offer Lapino a chance to betray him, or not to. His old friend deserved another chance to prove true. All right, Reynardo said. Go. As Reynardo watched Lapino vanish on the horizon, he could feel nausea building in him. He felt ill. Would his knees really be aching this much? But how could he have handed the core off to Lapino? That was a recipe for disaster.
Is it just me or is he glowing green?
I think he's glowing green a little bit.
See, this is why you shouldn't eat avocados before bedtime.
That's what you're going with. Avocados.
I mean, they're green. Maybe some people really like avocados before bed, but it's clearly a bad idea.
I know people who like avocados, like, all the time. Because, Oklahoma, but...
And how many of them are green? There's my point.
I know no green... I know very few green people.
But what about the Hulk?
I do not personally know the Hulk.
Well, why not?
As much as he is my favorite of the big four cinematic Avengers, don't give him the big three. Shut up, he counts. I prefer having my limbs intact. So I'm pretty sure when I played the game myself, and again, I didn't unlock all the endings, because... Oh my god.
Yeah, there's 24 altogether, so...
Like, I think I got 10 of them, and eventually was just like, okay, I think I've seen enough of this. I did get the golden ending.
Yeah. Like, it was the same thing with me.
Really nice.
But, I think this was the first ending I got where I found the truth about the Sky Ripper.
He'd been through beatings that felt better than this. So the core had a kind of poison that could harm you without even touching you. That's new. Well,
Hang on, I need to look up the lyrics to a David Bowie song.
Power. And how was this any worse than a sword wound? Well, a death by sword was sudden and fair.
I never sailed on the sea. I would not challenge a giant.
Piecemeal death, like
I could not
old
take
age.
on the church till the 21st century lose. I know a government man. He was as blind as the
He
moon.
didn't have much in the way of safety.
He saw the sun in the night. He took a Top Gun pilot and he made him fly through a hole till he grew real old. never came down. He just flew till he first time will crawl. Till our mouths run dry, time will crawl. Till our feet grow small, time will crawl. Till our tails fall, one time will crawl. Till the 21st century lose.
A word for a lot of ravens.
The people who know what that song is about are suddenly going, oh shit, that's what's going on, is it?
Meep.
Boop.
Hey. Num.
Num.
Well, this don't look good.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists everywhere. Bernardo found the mad rabbit cowering under a desk. The
Time to
ravens
practice a new religion then.
must have known we were coming,
Well,
said Lapino.
I'm sure they did.
Yes.
You? Well, see, I was doing a card trick with my lucky deck, and I kind of bobbled the cards, so I went under the desk to gather them up, and boom!
Yeah, okay.
I guess we'll have to take the car straight to the secret base. Renato wasn't sure he believed that, but Lapino was talking so fast. He always seemed to make sense. The secret rebel base. Yes. They had engineers there. But wait. Calaveras, the sage in the mountains. Maybe he would know what to do with the naked core.
You know what? I'm sure Calaveras knows what to do.
Exactly.
The core was killing him. He needed help. The sage, Calaveras, had given him the maps to find the armature and the core. If
Also, he sent me an email teaching me how to read maps backwards. Turns out it was just spam.
Sky Ripper, Calaveras did. If anyone could heal Renato and render the core safe,
3 easy payments of $19.97.
it was he. The base of the mountain was
I
the
choose to
only
believe you
safe
just
place
didn't
for
react.
You have to continue on foot. Muscles aching. Calaveras was a scholar, not a doctor. Could he really save Renato from
Damn
the
it, Jim, I'm a
poison
scholar,
radiating
not a
from the
doctor.
God's eye he was recklessly carrying?
So the game has kind of alluded to what's happening at this point. Do you know?
Well, clearly he ate an avocado before bed.
What's your second guess?
That he ate split pea soup before bed.
Fresh socks, thought Renato. Please be fresh socks.
It was not fresh socks.
No, it was slightly worn socks.
Who knows what Sarah will do to us? I know what Sarah will do to us, and it won't be fresh linen.
And the one time he stood up to her was because he was grumpy he had a rock in his shoe.
That is one of my favorite episodes. And there are a lot of episodes of Ed, Edd and Eddy that I adore, but that one is one of my favorites.
Oh, this was not a fun way to die.
I mean, what is a fun way to die?
No one would write ballads about the fox whose knees ached forever, would they? Not unless he paid for it. He hated paying for publicity.
Yeah, what do I look like, Paris Hilton?
Wow. Is she still a thing?
I don't know. Yeah, there we go. At least this one will be filled with juicy fruits.
Ravens never use the healing fruit.
I know, right?
Juicy fruit! I remember seeing the ads for Juicy Fruit Gum and always being excited for it, and then discovering, when I finally had Juicy Fruit Gum, that it was an immense disappointment.
Yeah, it wasn't that tasty.
Also, pay attention to your health bar.
Yeah, it's receding.
Yes, it is.
It's just like when you get a line of 100 rabbits and 99 step back. You get a receding hairline.
I remember a joke in Discworld where it's talking about
It was chilly walking through the living mountain.
I think it was in Feet of Clay where Nobby Knobs is discussing like they were asking him to volunteer. A lifetime of surviving in the army taught him you never volunteered, no matter what the task was for. The call would never find Nobby wanting, it would never find him at all. Nobby Knobs and Fred Colin are some of the great recurring characters in this world.
Their parents didn't love them very much, did they?
What did you do?
I mean, Fred Colin can't do much about his last name, but Nobby Knobs, like his full name is like Cecil Bartholomew St. James Knobs or something like that. That said, Nobby's parents genuinely did not like him much. At least his dad didn't, which is tragic, but Nobby may or may not canonically be part goblin. They left it ambiguous.
Yeah, with a name like that.
He has what is known as charisma.
So,
He's
the complete opposite of charisma.
well. Here's the thing. It's like the opposite of charisma, except it like wraps back around again. He's small. He's got like warts. He's kind of ugly. He's crude. He doesn't have a bad smell, but he has an odd smell.
And he gets all the ladies, doesn't he?
He doesn't. But like he has all these things that are like so not going for him. It's just fascinating for people to be around him. They're like, huh, this man is really strangely interesting, and I can't look away, even though he's kind of repugnant.
He's Morgan?
Kind of! It's absolutely like, I am now fascinated by Nobby Knobs, and I simply must meet the man! Like, there winds up being a one-off character in a much later book with the name Knobs. And they're like, are you married? Are you related to Corporal Knobs, sir? No, sir! Not related. Ah, distant branch of the same family. No! Completely different tree, I promise you.
All my gates are going to open with buttons, and all the levers drop rocks at your head.
Nope, stop pulling the lever. Are you trying to blow up the universe?
Yes.
You know, considering he is slowly dying of avocado, I can understand that.
Before he was forced into exile.
Hang on a sec.
The last time. And he was Renado's last hope.
Game is being a lot friendlier about giving me health right now.
Probably because it is genuinely gradually killing you.
Yeah. Hello, Frog Fuses.
Splendid, croaked Calaveras. Where's the armature?
Yeah, about
So what
that.
now?
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't need it.
No, I don't. It's just a professional interest. We've got much better prismatics than the old TE ever did.
So Calaveras was an arcane engineer. He fussed at the core all day.
I misread that as he fused
He
at the
wrapped
core
it
all
with silver
day.
chains, and in front of it, he placed a huge round
Yeah, he covered the core in something before messing with it.
He covered it in tinfoil?
What is it?
Yeah, I call it the oculum. It's my very first death ray.
And it won't poison me?
No, it's completely safe now.
Anything I should watch out for?
Yeah, try to avoid pointing at any mirrors.
As
That's
he
fine,
loaded
there's
the
probably a
oculum
dove
onto the
dancing in front of
Farfair,
one anyway.
Bernardo was a little concerned about Calaveras. People who were utterly sure of themselves he had found were either experts or horribly wrong. Or both. But Bernardo only needed to fire the oculum once. He only needed to destroy one ship. The Emperor's ship. And the war was over. Bernardo plunged into the Imperial fleet. He felt the oculum humming. He no longer felt sick. This was going to be fun. Or at least, it was going to be over.
It was gonna be a party. In the sky.
Renato resisted the temptation to fire the oculum until the time came. He could sense its arcane energies yearning to escape the sage's wrappings. But it wasn't eating him alive. So that was a plus. He felt good about himself. He'd saved a friend, he'd helped the rebels, he'd relied on himself, but he'd listened to others. He felt like the right sort of hero. Wise, yet decisive. Calaveras had been so sure it would work. Maybe he could fire it just a few times. No harm in that, right? But only when he absolutely needed to. Renato had a feeling that was the back door to something.
Backdoor shenanigans.
Oh my. Now see, he left a back door so that way he could go in and look at all the missiles and go, ooh, and then put one on his head. And his name was called Jeffy Jeff. Born on the 1st of Jeff, 19 Jeffy Jeff. So I typed in Jeff and hey.
What the hell are you talking about?
I will have to show you that stand-up routine eventually.
Hang on, where is my gif of Jeff the robot for what the hell are you talking about?
It's an Eddie Izzard sketch.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I can only stand a limited amount of Eddie Izzard.
That is fair.
Ah, Renado's arm was getting tired.
I know you like the Star Trek one.
Yeah.
Still felt weak.
Set the phaser till I left the oven on.
When the Raven swarmed him, it would sometimes fire its death ray. It seemed to be warming up too, firing more and more often. Maybe he should let it cool off. Yeah, he decided to stop using it entirely. Renato wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges and stairs.
I would assume so. Actually, do they even have any kind of currency in this universe?
They mentioned ducats previously.
Yeah. Because we haven't had to use any kind of currency really other than just item collecting.
Yeah, they mentioned ducats in the game and as one of the endings, and that was like a currency back in it was a global currency effectively back in like the 1500s, maybe even up to the 1600s, because it gets mentioned in Merchant of Venice as the currency being used there. That may have been one of the currencies that was like at war with the florin. I'd have to look that up. If I cared more. I know that like 3 currencies that existed around that time were the like the guilder, the florin, and the drachma. 2 of those are characters in a game we might play later.
Ooh. Hi. I'm in the frame now.
The oculum was still hot to the touch. He almost thought it was getting even hotter.
Just like J.K. Lantern.
Ridiculous, of course.
Hey!
Anyway, he'd only to fire it one more time, and then he could chuck the whole contraption into the abyss. And the Emperor's ship was now in range.
Oh, and ready.
Renato squinted. He could make out the line of ravens protecting the ship. Zenobia in front, conjuring. And on the deck, yes, that was His Imperial Majesty, pacing in his golden armor. Renato lined up his shot and fired. Caught in the beam, the ship burst into flames. The ravens and Zenobia exploded. The Emperor too exploded. Renato waited for the beam to stop, but it only got brighter, and the oculum hotter. Frantic, Renato pulled the oculum towards the abyss. The ruby burst into flames. The shiny metal casing glowed, then melted.
Good job, Calaveras.
Now the core could cool off, right? Renato ran. The blast incinerated him instantly, along with both fleets. The shockwave could be felt across all Erda. That winter, with neither Empire nor rebels to rule them, the island slid into banishment.
I think I may have picked the wrong ending for this.
Second age of darkness.
Maybe that's where the Star Development side goes.
Again? But he already had all the secrets he needed. He was sure of that.
What kind of
He must have
hero
not
are
used them the
you?
right way.
I guess. No, yep, it was the fox
What was
whose
the
knees
best,
hurt.
Worst mistake he could make.
Okay, it must be the one next to it that was...
Trusting that traitor Lapino.
Well, we're just gonna have to continue further and figure out some more of these babies, but next time. Until then, with Landstar saying thank you very much for watching.
Time will crawl.
But very, very slowly.